with that being said, hi, welcome. Um, right now, as we are speaking, uh, we are basically it is me, Halo, Cube, and Rattler. You know Rattler from solo multiplayer and
Shut!
all that loveliness.
I
But
will beat you!
but anyways,
I'll make you have a
I got this idea from Izander and Coda because I've been watching their streams a lot because I like watching their podcasts and stuff like that. So I got a lot of the ideas from them, more or less. So thank you, like the Mike PNG. Thank you. So basically, these guys, I looked through my server and I found these guys. They have no idea what SCP lore is or what SCP lore in general. They have a vague. You guys have like a vague idea, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I only know
I've
it's
been
just,
around a
I
little
know
bit.
that it's basically just people hating on different people.
I mean, I used to watch a lot of the war stuff, but it's been a couple of years.
Okay,
Yeah, same.
but you guys don't know like the origin of most of the SCP universe, correct?
I know
Not
the
really.
I know the origin of the peanut statue.
Yeah, but that's not really much. That's not what we're talking about right now.
I know.
Yeah, basically, no, I do not write any of the. Yeah, just some rando DMs, some Discord randos that I've streamed with once or twice. Snowy, I do not write my own SCP ideas. And FYI, when we get into this, I'm not going to look at Twitch. I'm not going to look at YouTube. You're basically going to be with us, or with them, traveling through this little backwater bullshit that we're going to be talking about.
He's
So,
gonna be the
fine.
he's gonna be the recording that you put in your CD drive while you drive through a park. And
oh,
a narrated
I'm the audio book that you're going to listen to for a couple hours. Well, you probably are because this one's a long one. The origins of the SCP Foundation, which a lot of you guys really fucking wanted. I mean, a lot of you. I actually put up the poll literally yesterday. Out of 116 votes, 76% wanted the origins of the Foundation. And it was just a slaughter. It was a slaughter. GOI didn't even get up past 10%. Neither did Warhammer. And Choose an SCP to go after literally was at less than just at 6%. Like, it was low. It was just abysmal. Y'all wanted the Foundation origins, so okay, here you go. This is basically the Foundation origins, which we are going to cover. Which, when do you guys think the Foundation actually was, or at least the Proto Foundation was actually formed?
1944.
somewhere before
Near
World War
the-
II.
Like somewhere before or somewhere near the end of World War II. Most
No,
likely.
it's before World War. Actually, no, before World War One. My bad.
I hate to tell
Probably
you that.
there.
I hate to tell you this, but it was back in the 1800s. It was in 1847. Is when the
Well,
Foundation was actually,
Okay, so
at least the
before
proto,
American Civil War.
right at the American Civil War. It was right there during the Civil. It was right before the Civil War. Right during. It was right around the same time that Abraham Lincoln became president of the United States. Back then, he needed a small, and I'm going to say, right. I'm going to say this, and you're going to immediately think, I know what this is. All right, you ready? He
guess.
needed a small operationary group that didn't have prejudice towards each other, that could work together and coherent, that was under 200 men, that could go around the country and take care of specific things in a reasonable amount of time.
Freemasons.
That sounds like an MTF, don't it?
Yes.
Something's off.
It sounds like an MTF. This was the original MTF. It was a group of around 200 individuals, women, children, and men, that would travel around the U.S. wherever the president wanted them to go and take care of certain things.
Basically, the SCPs of that time.
Anomalies.
Less the anomaly side and more like he wanted them to quell rebellions and civil war talk. It didn't help, but it didn't help much. but it did do some other things. In comes, before any of that, in comes a man by the name of James Anderson. James Anderson was a factory builder and worker. He basically built himself a industrial complex roughly the size of, let's say, a military base. We'll say it's like it was roughly it was roughly about the size of Chicago Heights, Chicago. It was big. It was big enough to fit at least 280 families fully, with at least 1 acre each for per family. So it was a big
Not
facility.
That sounds kind of familiar.
It was a really big facility,
Yeah.
and it was a nice facility. You know,
Let me guess. This was the first Foundation site, basically.
kind of,
No.
in a way. We'll get to that. Basically, President ordered them, hey, Outsiders, I need you to go. And by the way, their name was Outsiders because they are outside of the law, basically looking in, making sure everybody's doing their shit correctly. Originally, nobody gave a shit about it. They didn't care if there was, you know, sometimes the meat was a little bit more flavorful with human meat.
Uh-oh.
Like,
I mean, it's just like pork.
like sometimes,
Long pig.
like some of the clothing's coloring, like the red dye might have been human blood. Like it was.
So cannibalism.
Yeah, it was bad. The reason why the reason why the Outsiders even were given this on the radar, even why the factory was on the radar, was due to the fact that one of the people that ended up getting captured or just kind of just disappeared. Long story short, President said, hey, listen, I sent people in here before you to look into this guy and even go into this guy's warehouse and facilities and, you know, try to, you know, get it around. I haven't heard back from him in almost a year or two. We need you to go. We need you to go in there and check up on them. So they looked into it. They raided the factory. Now, this is where we should talk about some of the more important people that are going to come up in the story a little bit. First off is the captain of the Outsiders, whose name we have no fucking idea who it is.
Lovely.
We have no idea who he is. His identity is secret. It's never been revealed, and to this day, no one has a fucking clue who he is. There were also 11 other individuals that are basically were considered close to him, and one of the original members. There was also a man by the name of Bass, who was a Native American who was cornbread fucker. He was roughly about 7'3", 7'4".
Oh.
He is a big motherfucker. There was also a guy named Tiny, who was actually the governor's child, or bastard child, I would say. And more or less, he basically was about the same size as Bass. There was also a guy named Handler. There was a guy named Mitchell, and there was a guy named Dark, who basically were more or less. Dark was an enforcer, same as Bass and Tiny. Mitchell basically took care of bookkeeping and organizing, while Handler made sure everything was set in stone. He was the accountant. There was also another man by the name of Samuel Wonder, spelled like Stevie Wonder. There was a couple other people that were of note. However, once they engaged into the factory, I'm going to give a trigger warning because this gets dark.
Dark?
And I mean dark real quickly. They entered the facility, and what they saw was horrid. They didn't know no one knew if Anderson was a Satan worshiper or worshiped some type of pagan god. But the facility was fucked. There were arcane symbols visible and literally flowing with blood from the ceiling to the floor. There were children, women, and men that were strapped by chains onto the assembly line. Some men looked like parts of their bodies were missing. Some children looked as if they were being melted. Some women were looking as if they were already like 7 months pregnant, but they were still working on the line. And this is where it gets bad. Some of the women looked like their waters had just broken and they were going into labor, but they were still standing. It was bad. It's bad. Bad enough that Base actually grabbed a steel pipe and started swinging for the fences, yelling and screaming, "This is abomination. It must be stopped," breaking multiple pieces of equipment. So far, everything looked shit.
That's a yikes.
It's bad. This is bad. Anderson immediately was actually in the facility a moment after Base started destroying it, saw the team and fled. He ran into the basement, which led into a secret passage back to the tower. Oh, dear God, this gets interesting. So, after they entered the facility, they immediately went downstairs and basically wave after wave of these ridiculous creatures that make no absolute fucking sense. We're talking centaur-looking guys with crab claws and scorpion tails.
What?
Jesus Christ. It's like a, what do you call them? I know it's like the name.
Manticore?
Like no.
Chimera?
Someone like, I can't think of the name. It's like the guy who made Cthulhu. Lovecraftian.
Lovecraft? Oh, yeah. Kinda. But there was just some weird ones. There was a serpent who had the head of a jackal that spit acid. It's weird. After looking through some of the entranceways, the doorways, again, that 5 minutes isn't up because they found what appeared to be women in stockades getting bred by animals.
Jesus Christ, like Mr. Hands all over again.
Yeah.
No.
It is like Anderson is fucked in the head. He's messed up. So, this is where it gets really good. They find the daughter of the governor crying and begging for mercy as she is basically pinned to a wall. Like Jesus Christ pinned to the wall. Tiny removed and actually said that he would be leaving with her and left. He got 2 spots. This dude, by the way, I want to point out, this dude is about as tall as Base, buff as Base, and he is really, really jacked. You only heard a loud crunching sound and screaming of Tiny as and I quote, "He became nothing more than a skin sack after she injected him with something and slurped up the juice."
Oh, that sounds like a spider.
Christ, I don't want to deal with any spiders.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what spiders do.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like the arachnophobia is kicking in. Alright, good.
Like I said, trigger warning. Anyways, after that had happened, the commander shot and killed her with nothing more than a revolver that he picked up from a man by the name of Samuel Colt. Yeah, we already know that. After finding their way to Anderson's tower, you ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yes,
like the original.
I actually did. I love it.
You know that room? You know the room? Yeah, you know the room. How it's all just like body parts being skinned and then stretched into like lampshades, chairs, shingles, and stuff. Imagine that, but a fucking 3-story tower of nothing but that. Thanks for the subscribe.
Jesus Christ! It's like, yeah, not even Celeste wants to do that.
Yeah,
she might be terrified.
It was bad. So after all of that, they finally reach Anderson. He is currently in the tower, being a complete and total prick. And
that's normal.
Long story short, he grabs a dagger, and commander and about 4 other people have their guns drawn, like he's ready to go down swinging. Cool, let's kill this sick son of a bitch. He literally disembowels himself, wraps his intestines around his throat, and jumps out the window. 3-story
Wait,
fall.
what?
He immediately stops halfway through the third to the second story, and is dead. He literally broke his neck on the fall, and he's dead. Right? At least that's what you would think. In actuality, he literally just sits there, hanging and laughing. And laughing and laughing.
That sounds something.
What
like
type of
that would
psychopath
happen in
is this guy?
Literally,
Yeah.
after 4 minutes of them coming out of the tower, they opened fire thinking he was still alive, but it still kept laughing. After 2 days, it finally stopped, and they finally cut him down, burned his body, and salted his ashes, making sure that no way in hell he would come back either by some mystical, arcane, or some weird-ass ritual. What happened next was the commander and the rest of the crew that was left, they went in with 203 people and left with 63. And that was after they went back into the basement and cleared it out, which spanned the amount of the entire facility, which was around 118 acres.
Yikes. That sounds like some Silent Hill stuff.
It was bad. Like when I tell people the origin story of the Foundation is really metal, but also really fucked.
Question: Is it like the? Is it? Okay, I'm wondering. People who play Silent Hill. There was a girl in the game that, in a mirror room, with a mirror with a girl in it. Was it like that messed up?
Worse.
Oh.
Like dude, we had women being forced to have cross-species children. Like we're in the red zone of stuff that's allowed to be said on YouTube and Twitch and all that. Like,
okay, so let's not keep this part up.
Yeah, let's not keep this part up. We're gonna move on. And after the whole thing, the people that were left were the people I talked about, and also a couple others. Base immediately wanted to destroy the facility, bury it under rubble, and just completely just destroy it. He just wanted to erase it, along with a couple others.
He wants to get rid of it. Like, never see this again.
Yeah, he just wanted to get rid of it. Anyways, yeah, right. Wonder, Heck, Carter, and Dark, they wanted to sell or create some more and sell them off to make a good profit, which, in the middle of the night, after a large argument, those four just disappeared, just took as much as they could carry and left, and were not really seen for a very long time. Base immediately tried to destroy it with dynamite, kerosene, gasoline, anything he could get his hands on, and he didn't even scratch the concrete.
Ouch.
The factory basically was indestructible. The captain, on the other hand... Go ahead.
It's like Wondertainment, but worse.
Yeah, it's way worse. The commander basically said, we are going to make this place our base of operations with who we have left, which after everybody that left and those that were with base on it and who that returned to the capital, there was roughly around about 16, 20 of them, which also included two doctors, one being Samuel Jack Bright, not Jack Bright, the doctor from
the father,
not him, the father of Jack Bright,
the guy, the guy who was a crazy old man,
the crazy old man of the crazy bastard, and fuck, I'm trying to read her name. I typed it out and I can't fucking read it. My dyslexia is like popping in. Oh, right. Harriet Light basically was to be Miss Bright, Jack Bright, the lovable psychopath's mother. After time, they actually got the facility up and running, and back in those days, it's the fucking 1800s. If you want to go off the grid, you just walk out of fucking town and not tell anybody where you're going.
Oh yeah, there's no grid to speak of.
There's nothing to speak of. You could just disappear out of nowhere and nobody would know. So they started their recruiting, quote unquote, which basically had them more or less pay off like some people and get disposable labor. Remember, this is before the Civil War, so most of the people that they had were partial slaves. Were slaves, runaways, hell,
Or just downright kidnapped.
or downright kidnapped. This is the best part. The Foundation actually was against slavery. Any slave that they bought, they say, look, this is the contract. You work for us for a certain amount of time, then you're free. Sounds familiar because that is what the original D-Class were. They were the disposables.
Oh, no.
Basically people that they didn't care if they lived or died. They just cared if they made some
Progress.
Made progress, at least.
Yeah.
It was the original D-Class. Speaking of which, D-Class meaning disposable class. These are the people that we can throw away, kill anytime we want. It doesn't fucking matter.
Cannon fodder for the science.
It's cannon fodder for science, exactly. You could throw 100 of these guys at something, and if it doesn't die, it's probably immortal. So after they figured it out shit, they started expanding. And after the Civil War ended, they basically, thank you for following, they basically, decided, hey, fuck it, let's go over across the seas. So they started, networking. They started getting people, other kingdoms, other, countries in their favor.
They basically became like S.H.I.E.L.D. and Marvel.
It became like the African company.
Pretty much, like, it's a combination of, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. and, like, the West India Trading Company. Basically,
If you guys know what that means, basically it's the British. It's basically slave trading back in the days, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah, it was basically the anomaly. We were the anomaly monopolizers. We basically helped you out, make sure that you didn't die from some random-ass lizard that looks like a dragon. So
We do not speak of that. That was one time.
We do not speak of that.
anyways, so after all of that was taken care of, a small kingdom out in the middle of Europe basically asked for aid after what appeared to be fairy invasion happened.
Oh no.
Oh no.
A fairy invasion?
Yeah, basically,
No.
basically what had happened was a group of they were anomaly creatures that looked just like fairies, and it was easy just to say they were fucking fairies. Originally, the Foundation, hold on, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, originally the Foundation, basically, more or less thought these guys were just like little tiny pockets of like, oh, those are fairies. They're just a little group of little individuals. We could take care of them. We could wipe them out real quickly.
Nope.
Not at all. After they somehow the MTF that they sent over there somehow managed to kill the king of the fairies, the queen got fucking mad, and I mean mad, to the point where
If they take your mother angry and times it by 2.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the Asian mom with the flip flops.
I will send you to
No.
Jesus, yeah.
No. Basically, that is just mercy. This is just death.
This is death. She got every single fairy that was on the planet under her control and went straight towards the factory and demanded to kill everybody there. I mean, everybody.
Ethnic cleansing.
Oh, on mass scale. For reference, at this time, the Foundation, the quote-unquote Proto-Foundation, had around 653 people. That's a lot of fucking people. That's a lot of people. That is a good amount of people for back in the 1800s. That's a major army.
Yeah.
The defenses of the factory, the front line, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, were destroyed in less than 10 hours.
Yikes.
Christ on a stick.
They were completely and utterly overrun. The last line of defense, which was the actual gates of the factory were completely and utterly overhauled within 10 minutes of the second to last barrier breaking. The commanding officer basically decided he said, fuck this, and ran into the factory, thinking maybe he could find shelter. He found a red door, which he opened. For some reason, it opened perfectly, even though they tried to open this door for like the longest time and it never worked. For some reason, it opened. When he got inside, he saw what appeared to be this large heart-shaped or heart-like pulsating mass on the wall. And right next to it was Anderson, the factory owner. And he gave the commander a ultimatum. You have two choices. You can A, die like the dog you are, or B, we could help you, and you could take this weapon, and you could destroy all these monsters. But you're going to owe us one. At that moment, the commander did not give a rat's ass. He took the deal. And immediately...
Deal with the devil.
Oh, yeah, deal with the fucking devil. As soon as he took that deal, time rewound to right as the first barrier was being attacked. And the commanding officer was right there at the front with some type of weapon. It's not discussed. It's not brought up. It's never talked about ever again. But, for those wondering, this is the one and only time the Foundation has ever exterminated a sentient race. I mean, exterminated.
So they're extinct now.
The fairies, or the fae as they're most likely called in most folklore, are gone in the SCP universe. Disappeared. Fucking eradicated.
Oof.
For those wondering, SCP-2615 is basically what the Foundation did after they wiped them off the fucking planet. For those wondering what that is, they more or less basically just transform them into a type of metal that could be used.
It's like
it's basically
like
go ahead.
the SCP metal that blocks the
Yeah, it's mithril from anomalies. It basically takes
that SCP metal that blocks psychic attacks that was overused so much it became annoying.
Yeah, it's basically that. It's a specialized version of that.
It's basically an anti-anomaly metal that can be used in multiple purposes.
Yeah. Like, you have to understand something. Like, this is... Oh, boy. Like, I have to understand... I want people to understand this. When I say, like, the entirety of the fairies was wiped off of the face of the planet, no, they were fucking wiped off the face of the planet. They don't exist anymore. The ones we do have, we kind of may have turned them into metal, and the ones that we didn't have, we just basically found them in their hiding holes and... Oh, fucking obliterated them. Oh, fucking obliterated them.
We made sure that no one has survived.
So basically, the gun, it was a thing that was able to basically turn them into that metal, and it did them to all of them at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Like, we fucking destroyed them. There was nothing left. We have to go back a little bit. By a little bit, I mean, this basically... The Foundation, more or less, what the Proto-Foundation is, existed all the way up until the First Civil War, and then into the Second, which it's not hard to figure out that one, but we need to go back real quick before we get into the First Civil War. Or not the First Civil War, the First World War. We have to go back to the beginning. See, the universe that the Foundation is in, when the Big Bang happened, there were 8 entities that were born from it. Alright? These 8 entities basically have general power over certain things. So it was basically, life, death, light and dark. So it's basically light, dark, earth, fire, wind, water. But the other 2...
Like the 4 elements.
It's the 6 elements.
It's
life...
Ninjago.
Yeah, it's literally that. It's life, death, fire, earth, air, water. However, there were two other ones that were added onto this, which was everything and nothing.
And let me guess, one of them was. Let me guess. One of them was. It was the Scarlet King. Wasn't one of them was the Scarlet King? Wasn't it?
Yeah, more or less. What had happened was this: after nothing basically saw that it doesn't matter, he will always see his brother die, who is everything. He decided, fuck it. I'm going to make sure I destroy everything. So that way I know for a fact I am the reason that my brother is dead. And it's not somebody else. It's not somebody going to do it otherwise. Basically, major, what is it called? What is it?
Of our reality.
No. It's basically a hyper-fixationary brother complex.
Oh.
No clue, dude. Got no clue.
What?
You ever?
There's totally not an anime about that.
There's totally not a entire H anime subgenre of that shit. But we're gonna move on nonetheless. Anyways, as he basically started devouring his other siblings, the other 6, until it got to Life. Life basically decided that she was going to take all of her energy and give it to everything. So somehow everything would have life.
Oh God, she's not the brightest, is she?
No, because she actually did something right here. After everything got all the life. Everything had every life in everything else. Well, that was actually a good idea. Because he saw what nothing did, and he basically took that energy and created 7 more gods that he designed. I'm not going to get into the grave details of them. Let's just know that one of them is a certain reason why the Scarlet King exists. Which we're getting to right now. Basically what happened was, after that happened, nothing consumed everything, but since everything gave off all of his power to the other 7, his brother really couldn't kill him, so everything's in that perpetual death in life scenario at the moment.
Like the Ouroboros, the tail that's eating Stinky, is an endless cycle.
Yeah.
That's actually a thing, the Ouroboros cycle.
Yes, that's an actual thing, but we're not going to talk about that right now, because that has its own little fucking thing.
It's fun.
It's goddamn convoluted as fuck. Anyways, so, long story short, after nothing saw that, there's multiple universes now. There's infinite amounts. There's a finite curve of nothingness that he can't touch. He decides, fuck it, I'm going to destroy everything so that way everything dies. And here comes everything's son, Mechanus, the god of creation and mechanical ingenuity.
So basically the one that the Church of the Broken God worships?
Yes, actually, he is the god of the Church of the Broken God, which we're actually going to get to in a little bit. So he stretches his own essence out over all of these universes. All of them. It makes a thick wall, like triple C. Like triple C. Thick.
Build a wall.
Meal?
Build a wall and make the other guy pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, technically he did, because nothing basically saw this and basically started banging on that wall. So much so that...
Let me in!
Let me in! Yes. Basically. So he kept banging on this wall, and then all of a sudden he started turning red from all the blood that he was spilling trying to break through it. And then, lo and behold, here he is, the Scarlet fucking King. The most destructive force known to the Foundation lore.
Wait, hold up. Ain't the Scarlet King very sympathetic to basically the dead?
He is...
The father to our favorite Jelly Boy.
Yeah, he is the father to our favorite Jelly Boy, but...
Oh, yeah, I know about that one. I already know that he's the father.
The Scarlet King, basically, he's sympathetic. He's like Nurgle. He doesn't want you to kill you because... He doesn't want to kill you because he wants you to die. He wants to kill you so that way you can be at peace.
And part of him.
and part of him, but yeah.
It's
Because
a hive mind that does not want you to suffer.
exactly, it's basically whatever that whoever the hell that guy's name is from Flash. I can't remember his name. He was the hive mind guy.
Saboteur?
No, not Saboteur. He was the hive mind meta. I don't know who his name was.
What was his fucking name? I don't remember.
You know who I'm talking about.
First one, like in the first couple episodes of the Flash TV series.
No, it was later. Anyways, he's basically a meta that more or less has hive mind, and nobody really dies because everybody is everybody. However, back to the present. Back all the way to 1902. Oh god, this is where it gets really convoluted. 1902. Basically, from the 1800s up to this point, the Foundation has taken control and has actually Duval. Thank you, Duval. That's the guy we were talking about. Anyways, basically to this point, the Foundation has captured roughly about everything that they needed to capture. However, a certain individual over across the pond in England went on an expedition to find what he is called the Dragon of Dunwich.
I think I know this guy.
Basically, they
I
shot
heard them.
and killed what appeared to be a giant fucking alligator-looking thing. I mean,
Basically,
massive.
Florida.
No, after they killed it, they brought it back to the Lord's Town and basically celebrated one of his
Wait,
buddies.
did you say alligator?
Yes, hold on to that thought.
It was an alligator creature.
Basically,
Oh no.
basically, his buddy, as a joke, because there's always those guys that put their heads in like massive creatures' maws for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I know who this is that you're talking about.
Yeah. Basically, what happened?
me.
What happened was, as he's putting his head in his maw, which they double checked to make sure this fucker was dead. They shot him in the head. They shot him in the body. It was basically a decapitated head at this point. The jaws slam shut as it rips and tears this man to pieces, as a loud gurgling sound of a voice could be heard saying, "Disgusting filth."
Yep, and
Oh, it's him!
And
yep, I
this,
knew it was him.
This was the first time that anybody in the modern day had met 682, and the man that was on that expedition that was looking for the Dragon of Dunwich was, in fact, our good friend Dr. Theodore Clef.
Dr. Clef.
Dr. Clef?
Who's
Yes,
he again?
Dr. Clef, one of the brainy / psychopathic sons of bitches that has a literal double-barrel shotgun with him at all times.
Basically me.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We
I
can-
would not be surprised.
I will put him on the poll and see if you guys want me to talk about Dr. Clef and his origin and all that. But we're talking about this right now. After the whole debacle with 682, the Foundation recruited Dr. Clef, and then World War I happened.
Yep. And I have a feeling where one of the guys you're going to mention is Shy Guy. Not Shy Guy, no.
No.
Not Shy Guy, the other...
Old man.
The old man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is around the same time that the old man was brought into creation. And there's a lot of lore behind that. I'm not going to go into it too deeply. All I'm going to say is, thanks to World War I, we got 106. And probably one of the most terrifying things on the planet.
Oh, no. You're not even close.
Not
there are
bad.
SCPs that are much more terrifying.
Not terrifying in the sense of, like, it's terrifyingly dangerous. It's more like, it's just fucking terrifying. If you have to...
There's something more, Sardi.
If you have to fight him by him yourself, yes.
Oh, you're
he
not
is.
going to win.
You're not going to win. It's fucking terrifying. So, you guys remember Base, right?
Yeah.
Who?
Base, the Native American who was part of the original team
Don't-
that went into the
don't tell
factory.
me. alive.
No, don't
He-
tell
Oh,
me.
no.
He is still alive, and he has been begging for the UN, which is now being created after World War I, to make a subdivision of people that go after anomalies.
The GOC.
He is immediately
Yep.
laughed out of the area and told good luck with that. Now, this is where it gets good. In World War II, the Foundation actually played a heavy hand in the war due to the fact of the Manhattan Project, which, funny enough, there was a large, and I mean a large amount of radioactive anomalies that were made during this time, funny enough.
One of them was that chair that could, like, adjust, make you very comfortable.
Yes, it was the chair that was made basically by accident due to the fact of a scientist leaving a chair inside a nuclear reactor test chamber. After done so, the chair gives off a slight radiation, but it adjusts
Do you think you can
perfectly.
cure? Do you think that's the chair is basically the first time for chemotherapy?
Well,
No,
could be.
but
Unfortunately, the chair is no longer in existence.
yeah, like,
What?
well, we'll get into that because that happened in the 80s, and oh boy, that happened during the bloody arc of the GOC and SCP Foundation, which we're gonna get into. After the nuclear bomb on Hiroshima and Hiroshima were dropped, there were more SCPs that were investigated and found, including the nine-tailed fox woman who basically ate. She was on the radar. She was never picked up yet. She would be picked up later, but she was on the radar. There was also others, including the Plague Doctor, who
Yay, my
who was-
friend!
who was picked up in
Oh.
France after a
God,
small
the French.
skirmish of individuals happened to come out as zombies. At least they thought. The Foundation was called in because of the zombie virus that they feared came back. Turned out it didn't, and it was just this guy. He was picked up, put into a lockout facility, and left there for quite a while.
He's not very dangerous unless you make him mad.
It's not. It's not dangerous unless you are,
Unless he
some-
believes you have the plague.
the
Pestilence.
the pestilence.
Yeah.
Yes,
Pestilence.
or you
The
annoy him.
pestilence,
If you annoy him, he ain't
yes.
gonna kill you. If he annoys you, then yeah, you're probably dead.
Yes.
If you annoyed him.
Some time passed and nothing bigger happened. After World War II happened, though, after multiple instances of anomalies were reported to the UN, Base was called back in and he was given the green light. So, yeah, hey, here's a bunch of money, here's a bunch of soldiers, figure some shit out, and go stop whatever that is. This is from 1945 to 1973 is considered the bloody tide between the Foundation and the GOC. When I mean bloody, this was also referred to as the Shadow Third World War.
Basically, a civil war, but for SCPs.
Oh, fucking phenomenally. Reportedly, there were over 4 million people lost during this time.
Yeah, it was
Jesus.
also started the Great Awakening of discovering anomalies.
Yes, it was also
Like,
known. It was also
something kicked it off.
yes. This was also called the Great Anomaly Expansion, or also the Anomaly Understanding period. This was basically where the large majority of the Foundation and the SCPs and the GOC and the GOIs basically came out. That includes the Serpent's Hand, including the Serpent's Hand, who were discovered in 1957.
What are the Serpent's Hands again? Are they,
Well,
like,
they
good or
didn't
bad?
come
I
out
can't
to the
remember.
general public.
They didn't
but-
come out to the general public, but the GOC and the Foundation knew of them. The Serpent's Hand are the group of individuals that basically want the world to know of the anomalous beings,
And they create them too.
whether be good nor bad. As long as the human race adjusts, they can move on. Now, this is probably the one period where is really fucking stupid. Because Hoover, when he became president, or not president, when Hoover became the leader of the FBI, which were created. Hold on, what was the FBI created?
I think 19 something.
When was the
It wasn't
FBI
even-
created?
I think it was like
Like
in
1960s.
mid-90s.
Hey, Twitch
think
chat.
it was
Oh,
you
right.
want-
It was the 1908. It was
Never mind.
it was 1908.
1908. Yeah.
Oh.
It was 1908.
Yeah.
Early 20th century. All
Yes,
right.
but when Hoover basically went into the thing, oh dear God, the UIU was created, and oh dear God in heaven, do you guys know the nickname for the UIU?
No. Cowards?
UI useless.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
basically Project Blue Book.
Worse.
Basically,
So
they're
they
bad pigs. But
Oh, God, they were-
side.
Like, no, they are just bad. The entirety of them were idiots. They don't understand anomalies. They don't know how to.
It was the backyard detective club for SCPs.
Yes, it was literally
Yeah.
like just Scooby Gang versus an actual detective agency.
Basically, no. It's basically a child versus a full, like, an orc versus a crippled.
Yeah, pretty much. Here's the one thing I will give the UIU. For some fucking odd reason, no one knows why, they are the only group besides the Serpent's Hand that has actually gone to the Wanderer's Library, an interdimensional library with all the information in the world. For some fucked up reason, they're the only people besides the Serpent's Hand that have gone there and not been killed and returned.
Oh,
Because
it's
they probably
because they
seen
were.
as
It's
they're
because
probably
they
seen
were
as
chosen.
less of a threat.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, they were
No-
chosen.
most likely because they were chosen by the place to be able to enter there.
No one fucking knows. And it's baffled the mind of both the GOC, the Foundation, and every other GOI group of interest in the world. For some fucked up reason, the UIU could get in there easily while everybody else is fucking working their asses off to it. It's
So I'm guessing that most people would actually go to the UIU for information because the UIU will basically know everything.
yeah, the Foundation has actually paid UIU agents to tell them how the fuck they get in there. And
But they don't.
they don't know. Like, this is not a joke. Like, I'm gonna go on a slight tangent real quick. There is an agent called there is a guy there is a guy. I'm not joking. His name is Paul. Paul is a UIU field
Blart?
Paul is a UIU field agent. For some fucked up reason, he finds his way into the Wanderer's Library every 2 days.
They're probably
So it's
seen,
like
I bet
it's like he
they're seen as
randomly opens
threat.
a door. It's like he randomly opens a door and then boom, hey, you're there.
Yeah,
No. Here's what I say. I think the like, you know how I said they're useless. They probably seen that as a non-threat, so they let them in.
that's the
That's not.
that's the fucked
That's
up part.
the thing.
That's the fucked up part. He joined the UIU because he just wanted to fucking do nothing. He was trying to be lazy, and he just somehow manages to get to the most super secret, super hard to find, and most impossible place to actually get to in the entire
You
universe.
see like a black saving eels
Well,
eels base, and some just random child walks upon it.
Yeah,
just every day.
Have you ever heard of the story of the little girl in Zeech's, like, planet? Like,
Yeah.
No,
yeah, imagine that.
I never heard of it. So
Long story short, this
it's-
little girl wandered into Zeech's planet of confuckery, and she got out and won with the god of trickery and change, not even able to figure out how the fuck this little girl did it. That's the level of
Well, it's
Ah.
because she was young enough that she didn't understand.
the rules. But this is a grown ass man literally going into a place that is hard to
there's
get.
something called a man
So,
child,
so I'm
Artie.
guessing
There's something
you
called
gotta
man
be the
children.
laziest person in the world just to be able to enter the fucking library.
It doesn't make
And he
sense.
doesn't even do it on purpose
And he,
either.
and he doesn't even fucking do it on purpose either. There's a literal story of him opening the door to go to the bathroom, and he's just there. Like, what the fuck? Like, the SCP Foundation has worked tirelessly, has literally worked their shit to the bone to get into this place. And he just fucking goes, God damn it, I'm here again.
What do you mean here again,
Oh, come on! I was here just yesterday.
It's just so stupid.
dude?
Basically what happens is the Foundation and the GOC are at each other's fucking throats. I mean at each other's fucking throats, to the point where it has got the attention of a really interesting group of interest known as the Flesh Cults.
Oh god, not those guys.
How did you get their attention?
Because of all the murder, death, and destruction.
Basically like corn whispers.
No, they are worshippers of the Scarlet King.
Oh god.
They are the children of the Scarlet King, to be more precise. Long story short, they invoked, because of all the bloodshed, they actually invoked the will of the Scarlet King to impregnate a couple women.
Excuse me?
Yes, long story short, this is the origin story of our favorite little gooey boy, 999. Basically, they got this one woman to be a sacrifice to the Scarlet King. She was impregnated somehow. We don't fucking know if this was like...
It's just not to ask.
It was like a Jesus moment, like just touched her like shoulder and now she's pregnant.
Basically like Zeus.
Basically like Zeus. Basically like the golden shower fucking bullshit type deal.
Except the children aren't normal and really bad things happen when the babies get born.
For reference, the first wife of the Scarlet King gave birth to a 37-story tall kaiju. It was taken care of immediate fuckingly and it was destroyed, but the problem is it just gets worse. Somehow around that time 682 was discovered. 682 was born because of the same way, and it's a whole fucking debacle. We'll talk about that later if you want. We'll go into a deep dive of the Scarlet Children, but later if you guys want to, I'll put it in the comments. Shout it out if you want that to be heard.
It's really interesting.
It's a really fun
Give us a rattle if you guys want to see this 682 children.
It's a really good, it's a really good tale, and it's a really good story, but it's way too long, and we're already an hour in, and we're only a fucking quarter of the way through the Foundation origin and lore up to today.
It's like the Hobbit lore.
It's long. Anyway,
no, it's like Warhammer 40k lore.
Oh god, yeah, it just goes on forever.
God, don't get me started on Warhammer 40k. It gives me a headache.
Anyways, so
me, I'm not I've been in Warhammer for 24 years now, and I already know it's a nightmare.
Anyways, so basically what happened was, after she got pregnant, she was going to be given labor. An agent busts into the room, kills the cultists, and for some reason, he just can't pull the trigger on her. He's trying his hardest, and nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. It is literally, he can't.
And I know who's going to pop out in this one. I already know who's going to pop out.
So what
he's the purest boy. He's the benefit. He's the opposite.
What had happened was, through some mystical bullshittery, it was actually
AKA pure spite.
Not pure spite, more like pure bullshittery. Mechanicus somehow managed to get his will out to this man and said he is not the destroyer, he is the savior. So
child.
He stopped trying to kill. He's the child. What's worse than a rapist? A child.
Jesus Christ.
A child.
A child. The child.
The child. Anyways, so after he stopped, the birth happened. It was the birth happened somehow. And long story short, 999 was born. He immediately attached to the agent, and the agent literally, the gruff agent smiled and literally laughed as he looked at the cultist that was barely breathing, and throughout this entire time he was making fun of him. He was saying, "You're weak, you're pathetic, my creator will destroy you," and la. All of a sudden he's looking at this guy and going, "This is your great weapon, a slime ball that makes me laugh."
I mean, it's cute.
The cultist was immediately dumbstruck.
And then he died.
Then he died. But then the woman who gave birth to 999 immediately started agonizing in pain. 99 heard this and actually became a somewhat pillow for the woman as she drifted off into the eternal. he was
Oh,
he
poor
was
baby.
he was actually quite depressed, and the agent
Yeah.
had to carry him out of the room and said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna take you someplace safe." It was
Oh, that hurts.
And-
it's the soul.
Yeah.
It
It's like
hits
Here
the
Be
soul.
Dragons.
He's also
But
one of
sadder.
the. He's also one of the few SCPs that's allowed to free roam the facility
Yes.
he's at.
He's one of the
But-
few SCPs that is free roamed, and he's one of the few SCPs that generally actually wants to save and protect people. He has thrown himself in front of bullets. He has thrown himself in front of vehicles. He is
What
actually
about the? Wait,
I just
no,
know one
that's-
thing, though, the
That's
people
that's.
who-
He actually
I-
is able to do it with 638 too. Like he's really chill with 638.
682.
Well, 682.
682, his
Yeah.
brother. I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff. It was
I
just
love to
But I
think
also
that
know that
682
who-
will be actually turned to the good side once Scarlet King comes over because his little
we
brother's
can
gonna
we
just-
can we can we'll get some cliff notes at the end of like stuff you guys want me to talk about with these
Alright.
guys at the end of this. There's some interesting stuff. So anyways, after the birth of 999, it's roughly around 1973, 1974. It's around that time. And oh fucking all hell just broke fucking loose.
the floodgates of hell have opened.
Oh, yeah. Because there was a large alarm that went off in the Foundation and the GOC and about every single other person. Because Mexico just got a good chunk of its landmass completely fucking obliterated.
Jesus, from
This
what?
this is basically around this time is when the 001 proposal, the Broken God instance happens. The only time recorded of a possible XK class end of the world event where a large chunk, I'll show you the picture later, but there is a picture of a large chunk of Mexico just gone. Pieces of it. You know that tail end that's right there next to that looks like there should be something extra right there on the ass end of Mexico, right next to California?
Yeah.
What if I told you there was a fucking spot, a place that was there before the Broken God decided to spawn at the ass end next to the river and walk its happy way up towards America?
Okay, so basically he just spawned and obliterated half of Mexico and then left.
He took a good chunk. And after this happened, when those alarms went off, this was a all hands on deck moment. I mean, a all hands on deck fucking moment.
So everybody, every single one of them actually went and banded together just to be able to destroy him.
Oh, dude, they were doing everything in their power besides nukes to slow this motherfucker down. The Mexican Army Special Forces and the American Special Forces and Army were literally just slowing this motherfucker down as best they could to stop him to get next to the border. It took the combined efforts of the GOC, the Serpent's Hand, the Foundation, the literal UN nations all working together, including the Soviets and the Americans, to stop this motherfucker.
The Soviets actually decided to help us.
Oh, dude, like when I say all hands on fucking deck, this was all hands on fucking deck. Nobody is not going to help out here.
Yeah, that means the Soviets had to suck up their pride and actually help.
Dude, this was a possible XK class end of the world event. Nobody was getting the fuck out of this.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So after a grueling fucking 7 days, they finally were able to stop this. They were finally able to stop what was somewhat the quote-unquote Broken God. Afterwards, a couple researchers found a device, and they were brought... Then somebody came to them. She basically walks up to this woman and asks her politely to give her the box.
Give me the box, child.
Woman slightly refuses before she realizes the guards that were around her are nowhere to be seen.
Uh-oh.
And she was
yes.
rolling with 7 she was rolling 7 men deep, and all 7 of them are either not there, or she can see what appears to be leftover pieces of legs.
Someone got some nasty head.
She smartly just decides to hand over this box and decides, okay, where are you, who are you, and where are you going? Her response was, I am here, we are everywhere, and our God shall protect the world.
Them!
This is the Church of the Broken God, or what's left of them. Because after this incident,
Wait a minute, was the Church of the Broken God actually good or bad?
no,
Bad.
they were good, but this chapter basically said
They got corrupted.
They got corrupted real bad.
Basically
real
like
fucking
Space
bad.
Marine chapter.
It's like the Borg, basically.
Yeah, they
One of us.
They went from the Geth at the end of Mass Effect 3, the pacifist Mass Effect 3 round. They went from the Geth to the Borg in an instant.
No
Like
clue
one
what
of
the
us.
Borg are.
It's from Star Trek.
It's from Star Trek. Basically,
Borg,
cyber or
They
Cybermen.
assimilate. Like it's like they're phonetic assimilators.
They
assimilate
basically-
anything.
They take organic material, scoop out all your organics, shove it in electronics, and there you go. You're aboard now.
Basically like those. I
I
remember I'm thinking about it.
Imagine
It's nanites.
Here you go. If you play the games Quake, the Strug, basically like that. Borg is.
basically they're
Weekend,
they're
God.
they're more or less like the indoctored with the Reapers from Mass Effect.
Dialects.
Oh god, not those things.
Yeah, they're basically that.
No
So
more Reapers. I have PTSD from those things.
yeah, imagine that. They went from Geth, happy-go-lucky Geth that just want to help you basically survive and basically thrive, to Reapers world domination Reapers. It was bad. But anyways, after this whole debacle, the GOC and the Foundation agreed to basically put their rivalry on hold for a moment and wipe the fuck out of any of the Church of the Broken God that exist. And when I mean wipe them, I mean there are
Purge.
they're not purged. They are not purged
They did
entirely.
They pulled a fairies on them.
They didn't pull a fairies. They're still around. Like some chapters are okay. Like they don't actually have any anomalous effect. They were just basically like people that believe in technology and people that believe that technology is the best way to, evolve. Cyber psychos, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. After this whole fucking thing, the Foundation finally, and the GOC and the Foundation finally
Shook hands.
shook the fucking hands, sat the fuck down, and decided, okay, we need to actually figure this shit out and be one. We need to chill. So they went over basically everything that they needed to go over, and the Foundation said, look, we will not interrupt if you find something first. You don't interrupt if we find something first. And that was the agreement. It was perfectly fine. It was perfectly inadequate. It was perfectly perfect. However, the Foundation decided to throw in a little tiny addendum at the fucking ass end to make it lean in their favor. So basically, more or less, if the country finds the anomaly, they get to decide who gets to get it.
Of course.
Hippity hoppity, now it's my property.
So the Foundation,
like the Blood Ravens.
yeah, they're blood ravens, basically.
Oh god.
So basically, the Foundation did that because the Foundation's been around for about almost
200 years at this point.
100
Yeah.
years at this point.
They're basically like your old cousin that you want to protect, but also you want to see get fucked up.
Yeah, they basically been around for over 100 years almost. So they're like, yeah, we have more than enough favors that need to be cashed in. So we're gonna be good for the next like 600 years. So they decide to do that. This is where it gets really fucked up.
Well, the GOC, they want to destroy them.
The
not-
GOC decides, yeah, we'll do that under one condition: if we capture any SCPs that have escaped, we get control over them. The Foundation, the Foundation agreed to it without a hesitation, which was the dumbest idea. That's one of the L's that they took afterwards. Which, speaking of L's and the Foundation, we have to talk about the biggest L the Foundation has ever produced, which is the Chaos Insurgency.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's just bad.
Oh, this is the biggest L they ever had. So,
wait.
so
Sorry.
you guys remember the four guys that stole shit when the Foundation was first found? Though the Foundation first started, there were four guys that stole as much as they could and ran. Well, they split up. Three of them went one way, one went the other. The three that were still around were Hetchler, Carter, and Dark. They decided they were going to call themselves that, and they decided that they would become more or less a limited group based out of England and sell SCPs and anomalous objects.
Oh, basically like the North Asian Trading Company all over again.
Yeah, but this time it was pure, real anomalous entities. And
They just
other
became
things.
an auction house
They became the auction house for anomalous activities.
where everybody
Great.
goes to buy SCPs.
Yep.
The Foundation, the GOC.
No. Except the Foundation is not allowed to go and purchase. Neither is the GOC.
Oh.
They can send in proxies, but they cannot go in themselves. They have been strictly banned multiple times, and so has the GOC. They can't technically go in and
Why did
purchase
they listen? They're the SCP.
because those three were a part of the original group, and they understand that you guys are just going to come in here, raid our shit, and then tell us it's because it's for the greater good. So, fuck you. So, in their infinite wisdom, the O5, who were the original 12 standing members of the original group that went into the
Plus
factory.
5.
Okay, so 01, I'm pretty sure is the
Captain.
dude who's over,
He was the captain.
100 year. Yeah, he was the captain, and he's like over over 200 years old.
Yep, he's pretty fucking old. Perks,
And
Are you sure
still
that's not
looks
the
like
Queen
he's
of
in his
England?
20s.
perks
Here's the
of
funny thing about 01 though. 01, apparently he was in his 20s when that happened. He still looks like he's in his 20s.
Yeah, perks of being the head of a multi-trillion-dollar industry of keeping people's secrets secret. You kind of have unlimited feathered access to the best researchers, the best equipment, and the best ways to stop or slow down or even stop aging.
He is, like I said, over 200 years old.
He is over 200 years old, and he is still being a badass. So, 051, 7, 11, and 12, along with 056, agreed to make a splinter group that they would, subtly throw out. Basically, people that would, quote-unquote, leave the Foundation and make their own group. Bender style, fuck you, I'm gonna make my own Foundation with blackjacks and hookers.
Fuck you, I'm making my own cult. Religion.
It's terrifying when you're not expecting them to pop out of nowhere.
Well, this is where it gets this. Yeah, no, you're kind of right, because oh boy, basically they created them, and then they said, hey, go do some chaotic shit. Go mess with the GOC.
Chaotic.
Go mess with the GOC. Go mess with the Serpent's Hand. Go mess with any little group of interest. Hey, if you want, go to one of our sites that doesn't have really any real dangerous SCPs, and go bust it up and steal some. And they did. They fucking did. They went around breaking.
They did it too well.
They did it really too well, to the point where the GOC put a bounty on the commanding officer of the Chaos Insurgency, which to this day is still in effect, which is over $5 million.
Million?
Jesus.
I thought it was like billion.
Ooh,
No,
okay, where is he?
It was back in those days. If we're going
I need
by
some money.
if we're going by inflation, yeah,
What
it's
year is this that's going on right now?
this was going around 1980. So
Okay,
$5 million
so
in 1980.
Okay, so basically the time when the U.S. decided to destroy half of Iran's military. Yeah.
Yeah. This
Jesus
is
Christ, I forgot that happened.
this is a lot of money. This is a shit ton of money. So,
Just for one dude.
just for whoever kills this guy. But, not everything...
It was a Tomahawk cruise missile that went through their house.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it
Problem...
didn't blow up. It just sliced them up.
Yeah, here's the problem. When you let a group of individuals that are highly trained, highly motivated, able to do whatever the fuck they would like, able to do anything they can, and know where, when, and how you would be transporting very dangerous entities,
It can be bad.
it could be really, really bad. So what happened was they decided they were going to hit a convoy. They ended up breaking into said convoy and stealing a couple SCPs, nothing too major. Just a helmet that has a Greek Roman soldier who had a coin that basically a coin that literally does nothing and is a mimetic hazard. And
Mimetic?
yeah, and right, the staff of fucking Hermes.
What?
The medical staff, the one that that's on all simple medicine, correct?
Yep, the same one. The one where whoever wields it is practically fucking immortal and cannot die.
Damn, that's awesome. I'd like to have that.
Oh, also the chair.
Oh yeah, they also stole the chair.
That's
Aw.
really weird.
They stole a lot of weird shit. So
Unfortunately, that chair didn't survive.
So
we'll get into the chair because that's
Marty,
right
why
after
they
this.
didn't steal you?
I currently was not part of the.
He's not classified as an SCP yet.
I am not. I was not classified as an SCP at this time. For those wondering, my VTuber avatar was considered a D class at this time. He was not considered a anomaly at this time.
My guy's not even alive at this time.
You became your
Like,
character.
he's still stuck in the void.
So your character became an anomaly because your character could basically survive any of the SCPs.
For those watching this, I actually have a comic book. I have a comic book commissioned by Saba Black Sheep, or False God, as most people know her in the server. She's actually drawing it right now. Currently,
where can I pirate it?
I will actually be putting it out on the server and on YouTube as a
Make a Patreon.
as a thing.
Where can I pirate it?
You can't pirate it. Nice try, but I will actually.
Don't
Don't
tempt me. I will.
I actually will be starting a Patreon here pretty soon, which you only need to give $1, and you get access to a special Discord that is set up literally so that way you can talk to me directly and actually influence certain aspects, i.e. you, basically, I will put out polls, certain things, and also you, as the person, get to see some of the behind-the-scenes and raw stuff that I actually make, including videos that I haven't put out yet that are still in raw form that you can actually watch yourself. I'll be getting that set up here in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to, it's literally, or you can join on YouTube, which if you join on YouTube, it's only $1. Same with the Patreon. You only have to pay $1 and you can join the Discord. If you join, go ahead.
What happens if we pay but we don't have enough money to pay the next time? Do we just pay it now and just show you that we paid for it?
No. When you pay for it, you don't have to pay for it now. I'm setting stuff up. The membership is open right now, but
because I heard Patreon's a monthly thing.
It is a monthly thing, but you only have to pay it at least once, and then you join the server.
Ooh.
You don't have to pay all the time. You just have to pay once. It's $1. It's just
That's what I was asking. Can we show you that the person who paid for it, show that the credentials of the paying?
It's not up yet. I'm still working on it. Like I said,
That's what I'm trying to ask. So if people
basically,
who
it's
are
just
poor
you
like
pay
me-
$1 and then that's it, and you access permanently to everything.
pretty much.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to
Which
ask.
is nice.
If you show that you paid for this,
Dude,
some people I know, some people can't afford it.
no, dude. What I'm saying is this: once you
It's just like $1 permanently.
it's
Just
$1.
like the one-time entry fee.
It's just a one-time entry fee for $1, and then you're in permanently.
Okay, good.
But
You can unsubscribe as soon as you pay the first $1.
yes, I'm literally just trying to get this set up and everything else, and then
sorry.
there's other levels that I'm trying to figure out and stuff like that. But yeah, there will be another Discord server and this and that. You can't see it right now, but it's gonna be there. Maybe not this video, maybe next video or the video after that. Also, for those watching, this video is basically going to be a compressed version of the live that we are doing currently. As of February 17th at around 8:20. If you come and actually watch, holy shit, we actually got a member. But anyways, if you come and watch,
Nice.
it's $1. It's literally
Nice.
$1 for just to come in. You also get special emotes if you're on YouTube. You get special emotes, which are
And also, you are
really
more
cool.
you are prioritized inside the comments because you get a subsection. You are divided from the non-member
Yes.
characters.
And there's also some member content I don't show everybody.
It also supports the content creator as well.
Yeah.
It also supports
You
me.
want to support this? You want to support the crazy psychopath?
I'm not gonna say I'm not. But anyways, with that being said, let's get
Good
back.
choice.
Let's get back to this. Pretty much what had happened was,
They went rogue.
yeah, they just fucking, yeah, the Chaos Insurgency just said, and disappeared. They went, like, gone. They just went.
They dropped off the grid.
They did, however, immediately go after and go straight to the auction house and sell all of it, including the Staff of Hermes. The problem was the GOC got wind and raided it and took all of the possessions.
Damn.
However, there was a big fight because the Foundation ordered in and said that we were going to raid it. But they overstood it and went in and raided anyways. So there was this big kerfuffle and it took some time, but all of the stuff got sent right back to the Foundation.
Unfortunately.
Sad.
Unfortunately, there were
Some things got destroyed in the process.
some anomalous objects were destroyed.
Like a chair.
The chair itself that basically we're going to talk about the chair now. For those that it's bad. This chair, FYI, was labeled safe. There are 5 levels to the Foundation. I didn't make this clear, but I should make this now. Details. So, like I was saying, safe, basically, put the entity in the box. Leave the box alone, set it, forget it. Nothing will fucking happen. It will stay in the box. Euclid. You can put it in the box. Leave it in the box. But you better pay attention to that fucking box, because if you don't, it's going to get out. Keter. You hope and pray and ask God, your deity, whatever the fuck you can. You use duct tape, whatever you think can help keep that thing in there as best you fucking can.
Because if once it gets out, oh dear God, pray to God it doesn't find you.
Yeah, pray to God it's easy to put back in. Then there is a Polion, which is basically there's no physical manifestational.
It walks into the box willingly and decides not to leave.
Like 34-3, the God.
Yes, it's such a unfathomable, powerful being.
Yes, but there are also some of them that are actually pretty safe to be around that won't actually kill you on sight.
My God.
Yeah.
Now, it also depends on if you're a male or a female.
Like shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yes,
There's
I
some
will
that get
kill
hostile if
you.
you're male, and there's
Oh,
some that get
God.
hostile if you're female.
Yes, but anyways, and then there is Thermial, which is basically it is the box. It
I
is
thought it was Samuel.
Thermial. There's many
cares?
ways you could. Who gives a shit? Basically,
Alright.
it is the box. It is what helps put this shit in. It's basically that mithril metal that we were talking about earlier with the fairies that can be used to basically stop anomalous things,
Psychic anomalies.
more or less.
But it's been so overused.
It's the things
It's a
it's
joke.
the anomalies that they use to contain other anomalies.
Pretty much.
Basically, you grab a bat and you whack it over someone's head. The
Yeah.
bat is now an SCP.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. What this chair was, the chair that we're talking about, was a safe SCP. It actually was almost a thermial SCP. It was almost considered a nice SCP. By the way, thermial, I want to make a side note. It doesn't have to be the box. It could be just something that helps humanity instead of hurts it. Which,
Like the infinite pizza.
like the infinite pizza box.
Like the medicine box, like 500.
Like, yes, SCP-500, the infinite pizza box, or a chair that literally will do everything in its power to try to make you as comfortable as as physically possible.
I really want that chair now. Because
Well-
my back has been aching.
Well, too fucking bad, because the GOC, in their infinite wisdom, decided since it was an anomalous object, they put it through a actual wood chipper.
That's
so
why, if I
stupid.
ever see any of them,
Oh,
they
it
go into
gets
the
worse.
void.
It gets
Oh,
worse.
it gets worse. So
Why?
that SCP that was originally a safe is now a Keter level threat.
What is?
Cater?
It is the chair, because the wood chippings of said chair now with any living creature that goes within 5 meters of the wood chippings instantly dies due to the wood chippings manifesting in their lungs.
Damn.
Yep.
They had to go
I
in
guess
the
this
room.
is revenge for trying to destroy it.
And
What
oh,
you know you got.
And that's not the first time that's happened.
and this is not the first time. Yeah, this is not the first time the GOC has done some shit that has cost them the biggest L's on the planet, which which again I will put a poll up and y'all can figure it out.
Pretty sure their founder's rolling in his grave.
Oh
right now.
God, the founder. Yeah. Base is like, God damn you fucking morons. Why did you do this to us?
Why did he give her the most comfiest chair in the world?
Yeah, it was just, it's bad.
It was actually it was actually a favorite, one of the favorites that the SCP Foundation had, because it would help relax and make their agents comfortable.
Yes,
It
I'm
helped
pretty
them
sure
get used to it.
0501 actually enjoyed the chair.
Yeah, he actually did, which was just, fuck. Like, it's just bad. It was just, you bastards just ruined probably one of the best things on this planet just because.
Beside
The
999.
best thing on this planet is that infinite pizza box. Change my mind. 'cause
999.
No, the infinite pizza. Sorry, pizza is better than 999. I'm sorry. Sorry. Because here's the thing, it not only it can manifest your favorite toppings without you having to tell it. In any
I don't
style.
care. I can order pizza any day of the week, but I rather get comfort from a slime monster that I can tell I can hold.
There's
and make me
nothing
feel
more
better.
comforting than a nice slice of pizza.
Are you fat?
Not nearly as you.
Anyways, let us get back to. God damn it. Y'all are making me smile my ass off, but at the same time, Jesus freaking Christ.
Hey.
Hey, that's why you brought us here.
I
We
know.
bring the joy and the chaos.
Yes, you do. So,
That's why Slanesh for the win.
What?
I will kill
and
you.
I will fucking murder you. Anyways,
No.
Good luck.
so long story short, or I shouldn't say long story short. I should be saying, pretty much.
Long story.
Again, I will make a poll for you guys to go over or whatever. Basically, in other stuff of that nature, SCP-5000. Yeah, there's other that we're getting to that. We are getting to there. Basically, this happened. You want to fix your mic there, Cube?
Oh, sorry about that.
Anyways, basically, after all that was
What is going
Said
on?
and done.
after all that,
I have no idea what's going on.
Have you tried to turn on noise cancellation?
Is that better?
yes. Anyways, so anyways, after all of that, after everything that has happened, pretty much we move on to the incident that a lot of people know of and hate very much, but at the same time love very much, which is the capturing of 682.
Oh,
God.
boy.
Four fucking pixels.
682.
Oh, the 4 pixels.
Yeah.
Oh, not that one. Not that one.
Not that one. That one's after 682.
Wait, no, that was 096, not.
That's 096, not 682. 682 was actually captured, or should I say, somewhat contained. In 1987, he was contained. After, and I'm not joking, after a group of individuals in the Foundation were told that a logging company and town with over 1,000 people disappeared overnight in what appeared to be a violent struggle.
Is it those little bird people that you're talking about right now?
Nope. We're talking about the big unkillable lizard.
Oh, yeah.
Just
the big
to let you
unkillable
know,
lizard
guys,
that apparently likes his
If I
brother.
ever catch you, here's the thing. Here's the heads up. Never show the internet art of 682. He will kill you within 2 seconds.
What?
Thank you for the follow. Basically, what had happened was after a large group of individuals disappeared, over 1,000, the Foundation discovered that they had to go down there. They went down there and found that the logging company and housings were demolished, like to the point where it looked like a giant creature just rampaged.
Or a tornado.
Or a tornado. Take your pick.
Well, basically, the Taylor Swift got angry.
Oh, just shut the fuck.
The Swifties got angry.
Go there. She's a terrible singer.
Shut the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no. You just angered them. No, I must hide.
I don't care.
So what? They're cowards.
Anyways.
Yeah, they won't do anything.
A bunch of white people.
Anyways.
Hey,
so.
screw you.
Anyways. So. After they looked around, they found what appeared to be a very large alligator. So they killed it, or at least they thought. After dragging its body out, it woke up and started attacking. It took New 7 and also it took, if I'm reading this right, it took over, oh boy, it took New 7 and about 70, maybe 80% of them to slow it down and stop it. They lost over 27% of their actual MTF, which...
How many were there again?
There in New 7 at this time, there were over 780 members.
Okay, so 20-something
Now take
percent ain't that bad.
New 7 is hammered down. They are the most dangerous, durable SOBs of the MTF.
Yeah, they're basically like they're basically like the last 7. If you remember the Halo games before the old Halo games servers before they got shut down, basically like those guys.
Yeah.
But Halo version.
Yeah, they are the badasses. So, what had happened? Oh, dear God in heaven. They basically were able to contain it and ship it back to America. That is where Clef openly screamed and stated, "That's that fucking bastard who killed my best mate." Here's the thing. The Foundation, to this day, still has no idea how fucking 682 went from the bottom of the UK to the Amazon in the Amazon River.
Probably swam.
Yes.
We have no idea how he made it there. We have no idea why he's there, and he's there.
Because it's funny.
Because SCP.
Lord Blackwood. Oh yeah, we.
Oh, Lord Blackwood. That's a whole
we're-
other kettle of fish.
Why does it sound familiar?
Because it probably is. Because it's one of the.
No,
biggest
I almost forgot about that. Lord Blackwood was there. He did participate because he was more or less the guide for the Foundation at the time. He was not a snail at this point. He was actually human. There was
A snail?
We will talk about Lord Blackwood if you guys.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We will talk about him later if y'all want him to be mentioned. We can go over him because he deserves his own fucking.
He's a badass.
He's
a real badass.
He is a real badass. He deserves his own fucking video entirely. So, with that being said, moving on, they finally got 682 captured. This is where it gets good. Long story short, the Foundation members, yeah, good. Yeah. The
They
Foundation...
created a new area just specifically for him.
Yeah, they did. Oh boy. So it took them a while. And for those that are wondering, this is around the time the Keter class was being developed. It was because of, and there's a lot of different stories, but the one I choose to believe is there was a man by the name of John Keter. He was a researcher, and he was killed by 682. So they called 682 a Keter class, or Keter class. Depiction on to what you believe in.
I don't know how it says. It just does not fit right.
It doesn't sit right no matter how much people say. However, now we move on to the 1990s. Oh boy.
And let me
Sometimes,
guess,
because
and
that's
you're
when
about-
they. That's when
you're
More
about
fucking
to,
pixel? pixels?
This is where
that one and the big lizard that can kill you from a mile away.
Yep, this is the banana slug and the fucking 4 pixels happened.
Yes!
So, back around 1989, there was a group of hikers in the Alps who came across a man crying, basically just crying. So they investigated, and they were wiped out except for one who didn't get a good look at it. They called 911 they called in for aid. All of a sudden, Foundation was called in. It's a fucking long story, don't ask, just it happened. Here we go. After everything that happened, right? You would think that the Foundation would learn from their mistakes. 096 was found in fucking, oh boy, after about 6 or 7 weeks, a certain individual was finally captured, but he was not Keter. He was considered a Euclid class, and the researcher who was in charge of him outright spoke ill of the O5, screaming at them to make him a Keter class. We are not going to go into great depths. All you got to know, I'm going to go into a slight depth. There was a plan that had a picture with 4 fucking pixels of 096, and long story short, some bad shit happened. A lot of people died, and I mean a
Basically,
lot.
was trying to
like 2 or
interrogate
3
them.
entire MTFs were wiped out.
No,
Yeah.
not 2 MTFs. 3 MTFs were completely, utterly fucking wiped out, besides a couple of people. 4 fucking towns just gone off the fucking face of the planet.
Damn, it's like Nagasaki all over again.
No.
No. This is
worse.
bad because those towns all had 096 look. Everybody looked at 096's face, basically.
It didn't matter, man.
Whether on purpose or by accident.
Or by accident, they saw it and it just snowballed, and it got worse and worse and worse to the point where there's actually a very good story. Go read it if you want, or if you want, we could talk about it. But there's a scene that is fucking gruesome. There is an MTF soldier.
Pacifier.
No.
Correct?
Yeah, the pacifier. There is an MTF sergeant who basically was in an interview having a crushed pacifier in his hand and hung himself because he witnessed 096 more or less just devouring an infant. It was that jarring to him. He had to he committed self-deletion. Like, it was...
He just, he went back to his creator.
Yeah.
And an interesting thing about SCP-096, there's no escaping it.
No, there is. You can escape it, but it's...
For a
Oh,
period
God.
of time. But here's the thing. They actually did an experiment where they had a D-class that was put up in space, and...
Yeah, he
with the picture, and then as soon as it got within, like, 3,000 feet of the Earth. It jumped and took them out. It also they also had a D class at the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Yeah, there was a
Who took
lot.
a photo of it, and last
Drew
thing
it.
they heard was screams.
Yeah, it is just, the fan film on YouTube, yes, that is the actual story. If you want to go watch it, I fucking suggest it.
They did make
they-
these weird headsets for it.
It just does not work.
Him.
Yeah,
They just
it didn't
they
work.
don't work it well.
It didn't work. Literally, I'm not joking, go watch the full
I've seen the video.
SCP
It
096
was crazy.
096 film on YouTube. They did them justice. Like, they did it justice. The story was beautifully fucking done. It was amazingly fucking done.
They even tried to use tanks to try to take him down, and that didn't work.
Oh, dude, they did a lot of good stuff.
The only thing that would really stop them is because he's
Yeah.
not only a physical hazard but also a mimetic hazard.
Yeah.
So you have to basically wear a pair of goggles that basically removes him from your existence.
Okay.
Like, well,
okay.
so you can't see him.
Well, his face.
Snowy-
If you see his face, you're fucked. If you
I wanna-
don't see his face, you're not.
Unless you're blind.
Okay, I have a fucking hot take. Snowy, this is not directed towards you. This is just because this is a fucking hot take. The fucking story of 173 killing 096 is not canon.
It's not canon.
It has never been canon. Nobody agrees on it. Even the guy who created it, which was SCP Illustrated, said this is just a story of an idea that might work. It would not work. We've had so much shit used to kill this motherfucker. Nothing has worked.
The only thing that succeeded in killing 096 was something else entirely.
No,
That just wiped him from existence.
it's cool. No, I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna say that the idea isn't cool and it's not a bad idea. It's a really good story.
Just throw him into space.
Go and again, I
can't. He
suggest
teleports.
I suggest people go and actually watch.
096?
No, stop. Pretty much, I suggest people go watch SCP Illustrated's 173 versus 096. It's actually really good. He actually does a really good story. The problem is, don't think that it would work.
Well, it's also
They-
because
they even
SCP-173 is not a biological thing, so it doesn't count.
But also, they did try to put SCP-096 with the indestructible lizard. It was completely the opposite. They basically tried to stay. They both literally stayed away from each other.
Yeah, it was just basically on one side of the room, on the other. They did not.
Yeah,
go near
after
each
they
other.
both literally almost tried to. They both basically tried to kill each other at first.
And-
Then they were both just on the other sides of the room.
Yeah,
at the
it's
end of it.
Basically,
it's
they want to be left alone.
yeah, it's great in theory. It just does not work. It won't work. Back to the subject at hand. We literally have, I think, 3 or 4 major events before we're back up to today's time. Which, funny enough, the next one, funny enough,
Is it Peanut?
is not Peanut, but the other thing. The banana slug.
The banana slug. What's that?
The
Sounds
banana
yummy.
the banana fish, I should say, actually. Long story short, Dr. Wondertainment makes his appearance a long time ago.
Oh no! Not.
Oh,
Oh, no!
no.
I know what you're talking about. Oh no!
Still don't know what you're
those
talking about, dude.
Okay.
Have no
Oh
clue.
no.
So, Dr. Wondertainment, FYI, is the same guy that left the Foundation at the beginning. He left them and did his own thing. The Foundation kept him on the radar for a long time. I mean, a long time they kept him on the radar.
Dr. Wondertainment makes anomalous toys. That's basically the short gist.
Oh,
of it. He
yeah.
makes anomalous stuff.
Yeah, he.
The
Basically like,
flesh-eating
Disney.
bear.
Yeah.
The flesh-eating
Disney.
bear.
But worse.
Yeah, he basically hired a bunch of researchers to try to make, basically fish that smell like certain things, and quote unquote, they tried to make something called a banana fish. Smell like, well, a banana. It did not go according to plan. As most Wondertainment fucking things never do. Long story, the banana fish gave off carcinogenic properties.
Is that like poison?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like cancer.
It's cancer. It's cancer.
Anybody who's
like-
near them dies.
It's a mustard gas, but inside of a banana slug.
No,
And
this...
it only works underwater.
Yeah, this thing was bad. It grew to the size of a fully large 682. It was 20 meters long by 5 meters tall.
Jesus Christ, that's big.
It's a big fucker. It gives off...
I've seen bigger.
Yeah, there's bigger, but
That's what she said.
anybody that does not have a mask or any protection for fumes will die of cancer in less than 2 minutes if within 5 meters of this thing.
Luckily, I already have that.
Here's the problem. It also gives off corrosive fumes, which basically destroy gas masks, rebreathers, and anything plastic.
Okay, so they have to use basically advanced stuff to basically be able to go to it.
No,
Have to stay very far away from it.
they found some way to do it. By using a low pressure chamber, the fumes can actually be vacuumed out without harming anybody. They've been using this method to study the creature for the longest time. The Foundation took them into custody and immediately went after Wondertainment, however, was not found nor could be stopped.
Because he created multiple other gruesome things.
Oh yeah, which we could go, like, again, Dr. Wondertainment.
The Psycho.
He's basically like the toy maker from Marvel.
Yeah, basically.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
No, he's like the. Yeah, you're right.
No,
you're
the
right.
toy maker is not from Marvel. The toy
Oh,
no, that's a
DC.
doll
DC.
maker.
DC. My bad.
The doll maker, that's what he was known as. The doll maker. No, the doll maker was that messed up Batman villain.
Yeah.
My
Anyways, basically, long story short, Wondertainment, if you guys want me, I'm going to make another poll for the next week. We're not going to do Dark Cell. We're going to do Dark Cells every other week. So I will put it
Dark
out.
Souls?
Dark Cells.
Oh.
Basically, Dark Cells is a thing where we talk about either SCP or 40k lore. It's up to you guys. I'll put out a poll to see what you guys want to talk about. I'll put
Or maybe for the page, maybe when you get something set up, we can talk about certain things that the people who want to talk about, like, or other things.
Oh yeah,
If
like
if we're knowledge about it, say for
Yes.
Terraria lore,
Yeah.
or not Minecraft, but like
genre.
Minecraft
Okay.
Dead
lore is
Cells,
terrifying.
like
Halo, y'all want to know Halo stuff? You're gonna ask me.
No.
Yeah.
I have heard this too much times.
We'll go over certain things. Like we can do different
Talk about
genres.
the
When I
people
get the Patreon up, we'll do like private. Like sessions where I'll record and basically have it set up only for Patreon and stuff like that and this and that. We'll do stuff like that. But anyways, back to this. After the banana slug, it moves on into Peanut. Peanut was
The
discovered.
most favorite.
The fucking progenitor. He was the first SCP. The dragon slails are another creature. Yeah, I really want to talk about those too, but they're not really majorly important. The bananas. I almost said banana slug.
SCP-173.
SCP-173, or Peanut, was discovered in 1989. It was discovered in 1998 after a gruesome.
After the Cold War.
After a gruesome amount of individuals were literally beheaded necks were snapped to the point where it was almost beheaded. The Foundation found a statue with Rust-Oleum paint on it, which we don't know if the eyes are the big bulbous ones or the small little ones. Either way, it's fucking terrifying.
But in fact, it actually has a psychic field. It has like a psychic field to snap your neck. It can't move its arms.
Oh, no. What it does, the way SCP-173 works is, if you're looking at it, it's an inert statue.
Yep.
It doesn't do anything. The second you blink, look away, sneeze, or do whatever, it comes at you at like 90 miles an hour, snaps your neck, and then keeps moving.
Yeah, or both. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much how 173 works. It's not. It's the same rules as like
Red light, green light.
No, it's the same rules as the Leaping
those-
Angels from
Yeah.
Doctor
But they
Who.
don't steal. But they don't steal your life.
They don't.
You just kill.
Yeah, they don't.
It's like those things from Lethal Company, like those statue things with the body.
Coil
head.
heads.
They're called coil heads. and
Yeah,
you have to look at
the
them
Weeping
and
Angels were the progenitor of the idea. Long story short, basically, 173 has a corporeal form if you're looking at him. The moment you look away, he doesn't really have a corporeal form, but he still moves with his body. So he could still move, and you'll hear the grinding noise. Long story, it literally his arms can move like snakes.
I thought it was like a psychic field he had.
It's not a psychic field. It's actually his body is able to move the way he wants it to move if you don't look at him.
I thought if you wore neck armor, you'd be okay.
Nope.
They'll just spin
Make
you
him
around, then snap your neck.
He basically will literally... how it works is, okay, you have neck armor. Your head's not protected, though. Your body's not protected, though.
If you was basically in nothing but a metal suit that couldn't move anything, and you were just fully protected, you'd probably be okay.
No,
I'm
no,
not joking.
not even that. Not even that.
Because here's the thing, it may be made out of concrete, but it's definitely not act like concrete.
It's definitely stronger than steel, and it's able to bend and break doors that are made to hold back
Maybe
682.
like that concrete that the Romans
Okay,
used.
so apparently he is stronger than 682.
Yes, actually, I want to bring that up really quick. 682 is terrified of 173. He is.
Yeah,
He is.
Because apparently
You must
he's
know
stronger.
something that we don't.
No, 173, literally, they put him in the room with 682. He was so fucking terrified, he literally screamed, "Mother of God, someone please help me." I'm not joking. This was the only time researchers ever heard 682 cry for mercy and beg for help.
What does he know about this thing that we don't?
There's a lot of theories going around. Some say that it's that 173 is a primordial being that not even 682 could defeat. To the point where some are saying that 682 knows that 173 is the egg or the dimensional door that the Scarlet King will walk out of.
Yep.
Okay, so apparently 682 fears his own father.
I mean, yeah.
Why
yeah,
wouldn't
probably
you?
a beating.
Why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't
You
he?
get the
Only
belt. He's gonna get the
one of
belt.
them does it though. Only one of them don't actually fear the Scarlet King, and that's
His son.
999.
Child.
999.
Yep,
The
the baby.
gooey boy.
The baby. The gooey boy.
Never
After
say gooey boy again.
after all of that, pretty much nothing major happens. In actuality, nothing.
Whenever SCP-173 occasionally breaks containment every like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
and occasionally and occasionally 682 also does
There's-
the same thing.
yeah, but there's really no major happenings according from 1990s to the early 2000s. Around 2010, something interesting happens, and that is the Wanderer's Library opens up to everybody. Thank you guys for watching. If you actually enjoyed this is a new thing that we're going to be doing, which is kind of like deep divings, but a little bit more friendly-ish and more comprehensive, more or less. So if you want to basically keep doing what we're doing, please make sure that you sound off in the comments and tell us what you want us to actually, well, more or less talk about. Currently we have no idea what we're going to talk about next. I'll leave up a poll, or you could shout out in the comments, and if it seems like it gets enough traction or enough likes, then yeah, we could do it. Also, for those wondering, yes, this was a live. The live is now only for the Raw live is only for members and also for Patreon patrons. So yeah, check that out. And as always, please leave a subscribe because oh my god, if you like this content, you're immediately going to like it at the end. So, as always, remember,